Hi, I'm Gamican. I'm one of the CSRs with Sentinels Republic, and welcome to video number 3 of the series we created in order to aid you in creating your Sentinels Republic Star Wars story. This is about controls and options, starting off here in the first area. When we finished off last video, you just created a character. Now, some of the controls here I think are kind of clunky, so I'm going to kind of go through what I like, but of course this is all your personal preference. As you go through it here, what it starts off with is it starts off with a moded system. You've got two different modes. There is a dead space here that if you just control your mouse and go around it, you can rotate the camera around. Now you can switch to a separate mode by clicking Alt, and then you can go into mouse point clicker mode. Now I personally do not like this mode. So the first thing I do is I actually go down into the options. This is the bottom right hand corner here. Let's double check you can see that. You can also do Control O for that. And we're gonna go to controls. And we're gonna go to key map. All right, now there's a bunch of different standard key maps here. Like I said, this is all personal preference for you. I prefer Star Wars Galaxies modeless. All right, this asks if I want to reset the key map. I'm gonna say yes, right away. All right, one other thing I recommend right away, turn off chase camera mode. Click apply. All right, that just gets rid of a few problems later on if you ever set it to follow. Sometimes as you're following, your character will not turn. All right, so now this is set up to where there's no alternate mode. So I'm hitting Alt right now and it's not going between the two modes. All right, I left click and hold it down and I drag and it moves the camera. I right click and hold down and my guy moves around and I can move that. All right, my scroll wheel zooms in and zooms out. That's the controls I like, personal preference. All right, second thing you wanna do, go up to this bar up here up the top. This is your hot bar. And you're gonna go and you're gonna drag it down. Get yourself a second set right away. You've got six different sets, 0 through 5. And then I personally prefer to take my personal and the target down. And you can just move all of these as you see fit. I'm moving it to my personal preference. This is your chat window. So that's my health. This is my target health. This right here, this will be your buffs. And this, when we get to the plus sign, we can move it around. So you can get the up, down. You can't see it, but you're making it larger and smaller. You want to make it larger and smaller to where you can get the plus sign on it, and then you can move it around. I like to move it up to the top because I don't like it at the bottom right. Don't. I prefer looking at my ping stuff over here. And then I like my map at the bottom right-hand corner. Now, since I'm streaming, my face actually covers up my map, my radar. That's okay. So we're gonna do that. Now, this is the way I like it. This is a lot of dead space here, but when I get into groups, this is where the group panes actually all go. So that's a quick little nitty-gritty on that. Now let's go into the options here. First of all, for graphics, this is a 20-year-old game. Unless you have a really horrible computer, you really don't have to worry about graphics details or anything like that. So I like playing with the graphics all the way up. When I get into events with a large amount of people, then I'll draw them down a little bit. But I prefer to see the game as it's meant. Now we can also go down into interface and we can change the different colors. All right. Destroyer, Rebel, that hurts my eyes. I actually really like the Windu Purple though. All right, so I'm gonna choose Windu Purple. Now let's go to controls here, because there's something else I want to do in the key map. I want to change some of the key maps. I wanna redo some of them here. Rebind some of them, if you will. Let's go to chat. See if you see the tab. I'm gonna go back here. We'll show you where I am. We're at options, controls, key map, chat. And then I'm gonna scroll down until we get to chat, edit, copy. I'm gonna click into there and let's do rebind. And now for this, I'm just gonna do Control C and hit OK. Now it's warning me, hey, there's a character sheet. It has Control C. Do you want to overwrite this binding? Yeah, actually I want to do. I want to have copy and paste because I want to use copy and paste from my desktop into the game. There's a number of things that I want to copy and paste in here. So if I'm going to do character sheet, I'm going to rebind it to something else. So I'm just saying, do you want to overwrite this binding? Yes. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with paste. Rebind, Control V. Okay. All right, Control V was planetary map. Do I want to overwrite it? Yes. All right. Now, the one that I do use all the time is the planetary map. So I'm just going to hop over to UI. Actually, I'm going to hit apply. Then I'm going to hop over to UI and scroll down to planetary map. Click on there. I'm going to rebind. Now this one, I rebind it to Control W, world map. Instead of planetary map, world map. Control W. Oops, Control W. There we go. And I'll put apply and OK. So now, when I hit Control W, I can't right now, but when I hit Control W, it would actually pull up the world map. We are in a specific starter area instance here, so I can't really do it here. All right. A lot of these other options here are personal preference as well. But as we go through here, there's the planetary map button. We've got the journal, Control J, inventory, Control I, data pad, character sheet. We just changed that from Control C, so it's not bound to anything right now. There's your skills, your mailbox, your options, friends and community, macros, holocron, and then this is your game menu if you're going to exit. All right, now before we go through and do anything else, I want to go into this character sheet because there's something special about this starting area that we can do. Down at the bottom right, there's a stat migration. Now before you leave this area, you get a free stat migration. Now he's going to be a combat guy, so I want to go full mind on him. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Full mind. We'll just do that. I'm not very good at stat migrations, I'll say that, but it automatically changes it right away. All right, and then I'm going to talk over to this medical student buff provider. It says, hey, blah, 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 you can get these once they run out. You can get die. Hey, tell me about Sentinels Republic. So about those buffs. So we get the buffs. And remember I said that the buffs show up here? Now we got 1 hour buffs that the student just gave us. So we're gonna go Control I, that's inventory. And we see what is going on here. All right, they started off with some Ubi's armor. Ubi's. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, actually. We've got a starter swoop, CDF, Corellian Defense Force pistol, heavy axe, stone knife, survival knife, and that jazz. All right, now when we want to get out of here, we do not want to log off in here. We want to get out of here. So we'll double click on the terminal, and we've got choice of 3 places. We can go to Mos Eisley, go to Bestine, or Mos Espa, or we can go to a different planet. And honestly, the starting planets don't matter a whole lot in the beginning here. I do like starting at Naboo because back in live, I started at Naboo. So I usually go Naboo, Theed. And it transports us right to Naboo and Theed. Now I'm right click and I'm holding it down and I can move around. Now, one point to point out here, up at the top here, this hotbar, unless you rebind them, these are set up as your F keys. This is F1, this is Shift F1. So F1, so this is F5, F6, F7, F8, 9, F10, F11, F12. All right, right now it kind of just populated some of the stuff in there. I can change whatever skills I want in there. I clicked on the abilities and commands tab, and these are all over in here. So I just kind of threw it in here. I want to take a look at these. All right. And that's it for right now for the characters options and controls for this one. Our next video, we're actually going to go over some of the macros, kind of a brief little intro to macros and some of the main ones I like using.